Good afternoon, I'm Dia Riley in the Breaking News Center, where we're following a developing story out of Lakeland this afternoon. A Lakeland police officer was shot late last night. Police right now have the suspect, 19-year-old Kyle Williams, in custody. We have live team coverage this afternoon. First, we want to check in with Don Grimace, who joins us live now in Lakeland, where the suspect was caught this morning. Good morning, Don.
Good afternoon, I guess now, Dia. We're at the Lakeland Police Department. This is the Sally Port right back here. This is where the suspect was brought in just about 3 hours ago. Here we are again, standing in front of the camera, talking about another Bay Area police officer gunned down, trying to keep us safe. We were talking with some of the officers here. We've lost track of how many. It's been so bad. It's so disheartening. And if it feels like that for us on the outside, just imagine what it feels like for the officers working inside that building.
It's a very traumatic event for all the police officers involved.
That's how Lakeland Police Chief Lisa Womack described the mood at the department after one of their own was gunned down last night. Officer Arnulfo Crispin stopped to question 3 young men in a park and was shot by one of them. It set off a 10-hour manhunt that ended when 19-year-old Kyle Williams gave up.
The suspect was on the phone with his mother, and his mother was here at the police department to help us bring her son in. While she was here, when I arrived, the suspect was still on the phone with her, and we talked to the suspect and convinced him to surrender.
Williams was walked into police headquarters around 9 o'clock, flanked by 2 police officers.
It's relief to know that we have him in custody. He won't be, because my biggest fear is that we would have another officer hurt in bringing this person in.
Police initially told us they were looking for 3 suspects, but now say it appears Kyle Williams acted alone last night. It's been more than 20 years since a Lakeland police officer was seriously hurt in a shooting.
The squad that he works with are very, very angry and very emotional that this occurred.
Now, police have said, as far as they're concerned right now, they only have 1 suspect. He's in custody. But you remember those 2 other people we were talking about? Well, the suspect's dad came out and talked to us just minutes ago, and he says, what about those 2? Should they be charged? He just doesn't know.
All that are involved, they need to be treated just as Cal is being treated.
So you're saying the other 2
they're being questioned, but they're not being held in the custody the way he is. And we're going to look through, we're going to find a lawyer, we're going to find out who exactly did what.
And while his dad didn't say specifically there was gang activity involved, police earlier today told us that the suspect in this case did have some gang activity in his background. The dad indicated he may have been pressured. The suspect may have been pressured into doing what he did. More on that, of course, throughout the day. For now, live at the Lakeland Police Department, Don Grimace, ABC Action News.
Don, and Officer Crispin was critically injured in that shooting. He's at Lakeland Memorial Hospital this afternoon. Our John Thomas has been at the hospital all morning. He joins us now with an update. John, what are you hearing about the officer's condition?
Well, you know, Don said it right off the top there. Here we are again, another officer gunned down in the Bay Area. This is just a horrible situation we find ourselves in. The officer was brought here late last night around 10:30, 11 o'clock, rushed into surgery right away. But the sad reality of this situation right now, it's still not looking good. The emergency entrance at Lakeland Regional Medical Center. Even with the sun up, a shadow hangs over the area. Lakeland police vehicles, officers, and detectives. These 2 friends of Officer Arnulfo Crispin, too caught up in their own thoughts to speak. They would head back inside the ER to wait. According to Lakeland PD, Officer Crispin was rushed through these ER doors at the Lakeland Regional Medical Center and right into surgery in critical condition late last night between 10:30 and 11. He was out of surgery at 3 a.m. But according to Lakeland Police Chief Lisa Womack, by mid-morning, his condition was still dire.
His condition, as described by the doctor to me at this point, is considered very critical to grave.
According to Lakeland PD, 25-year-old Officer Crispin is not married and has no children. But the chief would tell us he comes from a very large family.
Who were absolutely devastated by this. They have there's no words to describe what is occurring there. His mother, his father, and multiple brothers and sisters are at the hospital at this point, and they are requesting privacy.
These police officers, along with firefighters, they put their lives on the line every day for us. And, all they want for that day is to do the best job that they can and to get home safely. And that certainly did not happen here today. Our thoughts and our prayers are with Officer Crispin and his family. Back to you.
Certainly they are, John. Thank you. And we've been covering this police officer shooting since the minute the story broke late last night. Here's a breakdown as the events unfolded. At 10:11 Sunday night, backup Lakeland police officers rushed to the 1900 block of Crystal Grove Lane. They found Officer Arnulfo Crispin shot and unresponsive. We soon learned Officer Crispin had been on routine patrol, stopped to question 3 suspicious-looking people in a park. That's when he was shot. By at least 10:30 p.m., police had established a perimeter near an apartment complex in the 1600 block of Crystal Grove Drive. They stopped cars and questioned drivers as they searched for 3 people thought to be behind the shooting. Officer Crispin went into surgery at Lakeland Regional. The search continued well into this morning. By 7:35 a.m., police identified 19-year-old Kyle Williams as one of the people they were looking for. At 8:45 a.m., ABC Action News confirmed police had him. Kyle Williams turned himself in. 9 a.m., we learned from Lakeland Police that Officer Crispin was in very critical to grave condition, still at Lakeland Regional Medical Center and out of surgery. And that brings us to right now. Police tell us they are no longer looking for anyone else. They say they have their only suspect with the arrest of Kyle Williams. And as you heard from our John Thomas, Officer Crispin is currently listed in critical condition in the hospital.